Okie dokie, hello and welcome to this very quick, she says, tutorial. Well, not really a tutorial, I just wanted to explain part of my pattern to you really. So this is for a fingerless glove or wrist warmer, whatever you'd like to call it. I've made it using a rib stitch, and in my pattern instructions it asks you to cast off your stitches loosely or with a looser tension, and I just want to show you what that might look like. So when I ask you to cast off using a loose tension, what I'm not asking you to do is to knit and then pull your stitch away to create this massive loop. That's far too big of a tension. What I'm asking you to do is have a stitch that looks a little bit, there we go, a little bit bigger than normal. So you'll have, oh, that's a bit too much. You'll have a bit of a gap underneath the needle. So if you were to move your needle, or if you were to let go of your needle, it would drop straight away, even if you had kept knitting for the entire row. So it is quite a difficult concept to grasp first of all, but actually if I just do that again. So for this stitch that I'm about to knit, I'm going to wrap the yarn around the needle, but then I'm not going to pull the yarn down like I normally do. I'm just going to let it sit kind of naturally, and then I'm going to bring it under and over, and I've not tightened it whatsoever. So now I've got two looser stitches, and I'm going to cast off by picking up the first and bringing it over the second. So that's what I mean by a looser tension. I'm not pulling on the yarn like I would normally do to ensure that the stitch stays on the needle. I'm just keeping it at a natural, whoopsie doodles, a natural tension, which means you're just letting the yarn do what it wants to do. The only time I then pull on the yarn is to help keep this stitch back on the needle as I am pulling the first stitch over. So that's what we mean by a loose tension. And the reason that we want this to be a bit of a looser tension is because for a fingerless glove, or for a cuff, which essentially this is what this is going to be, you want it to be able to go around the wrist easily, but also you want your hand to go through it with comfort. So by giving it a looser cast off, you can achieve that. In fact, whoopsies, I can show you what I mean. So this is a fingerless glove that I knit earlier. Got the little thumb hole there, look. And this is what my loose bind off looks like, or my loose cast off looks like. So it clearly makes the this edge a little bit wider than the bottom edge. If I just fold them over, you can see how it almost kind of curves. But that means that when I then put my hand through, there you go, it's going to go around my fingers with ease rather than being really tight. Like around my wrist or around my arm is absolutely fine, but obviously with your hands, your fingers are going to be flexing, they're going to be moving, so you don't want to have them too restrained or too restricted. So that's why having a looser cast off is going to really help with that. So I hope that does make some element of sense for you. I know it's a little bit difficult to comprehend when you don't have a physical thing to actually look at in front of you and to touch and to better understand it. But all I can say is give it a go. And at the end of the day, if it is a little bit tight, you can just undo it. So, you know, oh, magic. See, look, even the so-called experts, we could do it wrong every now and then. Okay. So yeah, hope you found that useful. And as always, happy knitting.